good morning, good morning. I am coming to you on a fabulous Thursday morning. It is 10:15. So I wanted to ask, I've had a few say, 9 o'clock is a little too early and 11 o'clock is a little too late. I've only done that like once, I think. But what is a good time for me to come on and do Courageous Coffee Talks? Good morning. Like between 9 and I would say 10:30 CST time. Like, what is a good time for Courageous Coffee Talks? Like, where you can be on and maybe be active and chat. Throw some times out there. Anyways, my name is Angel and I am a mama, and I'm actually going to share a little bit about that today. I am a wife and I am a leader of the Higher View Nation of Women. My title is the Courageous Leader. Courageous. That's why I get on here and do this every day. If you want to call it a title, but my heart and my passion is encourage and teaching women and coming along the side of women to be courageous and to walk in their true identity. So I'm like, I always need to go a little bit deeper into that. But anyways, so I'm going to be sharing a little bit of a fact about me. It's not so much a fun fact, but it is a fact that I'm going to share that was really prompted on my heart to share today. And at some point, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. If it's, the Lord's highlighting things that I need to be sharing. But somebody today needed to hear this. So that's why I'm jumping on to share this piece. So, you're home most mornings. Awesome. And I think another thing before I get started on this, I am from Texas. So we moved a year ago to Texas. I was born and raised in California, and we were living in New Jersey and working in New York. So now we're in Texas, is where we were planted. And we just did a Christmas mission that took us from Texas all the way back to California. We went through 5 major cities and dropped off the hoodies. So, something that I'm supposed to share today, and I'm like, Lord, how do I even go into this? So, I came up with a quote today that I'm going to focus this around, and he said we're going to go deeper at some points, do something more with this. Courage is leaving the ashes behind and finding beauty within you. And I put waterproof mascara on today because I'm like, you're going to really have me talk about this today. So this is a fact about me. Now, I've shared with you, we have 10 children. And yes, you heard that right. We have 10 kids. I have birthed 7 of those children, but there's more to this. We are also a blended family with 3 older children that I have been with since they were 9, 11, and 15. So, and now our oldest is almost 30. So that can tell you the gap of how long I've been with them and the process. I was in the shower today. The Lord likes to talk to me in the shower, bath, and I have had 3 more personal children. So I have physically had 10 children. 6 of them are on the earth. And so that's something that he wanted me to share. There's courage in leaving the ashes behind and finding the beauty within you. I have babies in heaven, and that is a process that for any woman, no matter if it's is a miscarriage, where you barely knew, if it is a process you've walked through where you make choices on your own at times in your life where you decided to not have that baby, where you've gone, through your pregnancy and you've had a stillborn. I've walked through, I think it's very interesting, every facet of that. And what I mean by that is the 3 children that I have in heaven. One was in between my 2 oldest. So I have a soon-to-be 19 and a 16-year-old, soon-to-be 17. In between those 2 children, I was 16 weeks pregnant. And I went in so I was 4 months. I went in to do an ultrasound, and it was a little boy. And the baby's intestines were on the outside, and they didn't know there was going to be complications and whatnot. And went in for another hi. I don't know if it's on my end or your end, but you keep freezing. Okay. I don't think it's my end. But anyone else, let me know if that's the case. So with that said, I went in for another one, and he ended up not having a heartbeat. So I ended up having a D and C done. Same kind of thing, to remove the baby. And so with that, so there was that. The second child, I got pregnant with a little girl. Her name was Everjoy, Everlasting Joy. And I delivered her at 21 weeks. So you can see, anyways, I got to hold her for a short period of time. And so there was that. And then I also had one more little one where I was about 8 weeks pregnant. And they congratulated me in the hospital. They're like, yay, you're pregnant. Your test is positive. And then shortly after that, I had a miscarriage. So my point of sharing this today, somebody needed to hear this. So I will never forget going through this process of all of these times in my life. There was a real moment of grief with some of them. And how do you get from one side to the other side? And people are like, you have children. You successfully have had children on this earth. And that is correct. I have. We all have a process and a story that we've walked through. My body has a tendency to get pregnant very easily. And then slowly through my pregnancy, my body starts to say, I'm done. I don't want it. And to go through the process. So I dilate very early. I have my babies earlier and things like that. Anyways, through the process, courage in leaving the ashes behind and finding the beauty within you. Every single woman, every single man, every single woman here has a story, a process that she's walked through in one way or another when it comes to building a family. Either she's made a choice that she doesn't want to have children, or they've made a choice together that they don't want to have children. They've made a choice or this isn't even a choice, where she's come to understand that she can't get pregnant. And she's walking that journey. And the loss of that. Then you have women that are trying and they're eager and they're excited and she's had multiple miscarriages. Then you have moms that get pregnant and hold on to that child for a short period of time and then she has a stillborn. Or you have women that have no problems at all and they are able to have beautiful babies and the babies come out and it's amazing and it's wonderful. Every area, there's some form of something. And what I mean by that, to the moms that have had no difficulties whatsoever, and it's all perfect, she's also judged by all of the moms or all the women that have dealt with loss. But at least she gets to have children. And I think my biggest thing today that I want everyone to walk away with is that it's so important that we come together in one way or another. So important that we come together in the brokenness, in the ashes, in the process, no matter one way or another. And that's something he's really, really, really been showing me. The Lord has been showing me. So I think it's interesting, that he decided and said, hey, go on and share this today. And so I did. I was obedient to the process. There's so much more that I could share, but I don't want to make this too long. We're already a minute past. So these are courageous coffee talks. And I love to have you walk away with encouragement and, excitement for the day. But today was a little more deep. Like I said, someone needed to hear it. But I am going to say too, I say it to you all the time. I journal and I write things down. So important to write things down. So if someone on here today needed to hear what I just talked about, and you're like, what do I do with this now? Go get a piece of pen and paper. Write your thoughts down. Process. If you believe in Jesus, you believe in that, spend time with him and process with him. If you need to just get your thoughts out of your head because something came up or whatnot, process. Write it down. So the quote for today is, courage is leaving the ashes behind and finding the beauty within you. So, I always love to remind you, because it's so, so important, that yesterday has come and gone, and it does not matter what you did not accomplish yesterday. It does not matter what all needs to get done tomorrow, because you have a list a mile long. What matters is today. Today. Work with what's in your hands today. What tools do you have in your hands? Gifts, talents, and abilities that you know you have today. Work with those. And I always love to end this with a little bit of affirmation over you. You are beautiful. You are brave. You are kind. You are strong. And you are loved. Go out today and do something courageous. All right. Love you all so much. I will see you tomorrow. Have any questions, put it in the comments. If a time works better for you between 9 and 10:30 roughly, let me know. All right. Talk to you soon. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.